if you don't train your parents at home, they will train them outside.
Do you know, I genuinely think if someone can embarrass you publicly like that, he hates your guts.
What are they doing to you behind? Is it like a first daughter thing where you just end up being a terrible friend because you're just focused on...
We have a phase. I feel like we all have a phase.
Where you're just a bad friend.
You had that phase?
I had that phase where I was actually a terrible friend.
Diabolical. Like, why you guys are still here?
For firstborn daughters, like, how important is it that you don't end up with the wrong person? Why is it that women get married and then suddenly they can't hang around with their single friend anymore?
Sometimes the emphasis placed on romantic relationships, it takes away from the importance
of the platonic relationships. Yeah. I have a theory.
I want to know the theory. I think the people want to know.
Let's not lie. Let us not steal. So I think...
Because you know, I've heard this. You might be onto something.
You will find out why.
I take things very seriously, and if you rub me the wrong way, I'm going to cry.
Welcome to Legacy and Labour, the storytelling podcast detailing the experiences of firstborns, those who have had to step into the role, and individuals building legacies in real time. I'm your host, Agnes, and today I'm joined by a sharp babe. This is somebody who tells it like it is. She's a content creator with a passion for helping young women transition from girlhood to womanhood. She's all about empowerment and centering your own well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss K. Christine. Thank you so much. A round of applause. Thank you so much, K. Christine, for joining me today. I'm really happy to have this conversation with you, especially as your experience as the first daughter in your family. But before that, I like to play a quick game with my guests.
I love a game.
Trying to get you, comfortable enough to share your experiences. This is going to be like a quick this or that.
Okay.
So, quick.
Shoot.
Just shoot the answers. Don't think about it too much. Okay, so Nigerian men or Black British men? Mm-hmm.
Do you know?
2 seconds.
It has Black British.
Okay. Okay, we'll get into that. Okay. A big wedding with Asoebi, the Owambe, or an intimate destination wedding?
Intimate destination.
Long distance love or situationship across town?
Long distance love.
That
could be cute. That could be situationship.
But at least it's across the town now. Long distance, you don't see them.
No, at least I'm in love.
Okay. First date, so fine dining or street food and vibes?
Oh,
2 seconds.
Street food and vibe.
Okay.
But it has to be a vibe, obviously. Otherwise, that's dead.
Cool. So bride price, traditionally, or no bride price, so just love only?
Oh, bride price, because I want peace.
That's very interesting. Side hustle queen or a 9-to-5 stable babe?
9 to 5.
Interesting. Luxury handbag or owning land in real estate? This is a no-brainer.
I'd love to say land.
Oh.
But it's definitely a bag.
A bag.
Give me the bag. Give me the bag.
Okay.
Immediately.
So eldest daughter responsibilities or black sheep freedom?
Oh, that is hard.
2 seconds.
Eldest daughter responsibilities.
You'd pick that over the black sheep freedom?
That is so complex. That's complex because black sheep, yeah, you're free, but then everyone's upset.
Right. Submissive wife narrative or partnership marriage? This one should not be too hard for you.
Partnership?
Yes.
What do you mean?
A partnership marriage.
Oh, partnership.
Yes.
Yeah.
A partnership marriage,
yeah.
okay. Soft era or strong woman era?
Soft.
That one was quick.
Immediately.
Burna Boy or Wizkid? Who actually runs Afrobeats? Go on, you have to tell us. I know there's a big three, but...
Yeah, Wizkid.
I like the answer. But do I?
But do
I? Okay, so Nigerian Twitter or Black British TikTok? Where's the best gist out of the two?
Do you know, I'm going to go with Black British TikTok because I feel like my leg isn't as inside.
In Nigerian Twitter. You know what? I think it's going to have to be a bit of a tie. It'll probably be a bit of a tie. They have their days. But you know what? I think Nigerian TikTok will have to win it for me.
Nigerian TikTok?
But Nigerian Twitter will probably win it for me. But Black British TikTok, they be messy sometimes.
I like it. It's just central.
Okay, so therapy sessions or your auntie's advice?
Therapy, please. Therapy immediately.
Okay, so the last one, this is a bonus question. Legacy or Labour?
Oh. Legacy or labor? Legacy.
Legacy. Why?
Legacy.
This one I'm going to ask you why.
Because, do you know what is hard though? Because labor and legacy, it's intertwined.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to separate them out. But I think legacy, because labouring in vain, which I feel like as a first daughter sometimes
you do labour in vain.
Labour in vain.
Yes.
Like, what's the point? It leads to nothing. So I'm going to choose leaving something behind.
Leaving something behind. I like that.
What
I
about
like
you?
the answer. I think I would also go for legacy as well, because who wants to be labouring?
Who wants to be toiling?
Who wants to be labouring? But you know what? Sometimes it's essential. Like, you do need to, but please, like you said, soft girl era.
Soft girl.
It's actually soft girl era. Okay, that's brings us to the end of our this or that game.
I liked it.
Thank you. One question that I like to ask my guests before we get started is, what do you want people to learn from you today?
That's a good question. Do you know what I think? What I want people to learn? I want people to learn that there's like a power in being yourself fully, and not just yourself like in new spaces or in new conversations or in new whatever, this new environments, whatever. Being yourself even to the people who've known you all your life.
Right.
Like coming out and being like, you know what? Yes, this is the rep I've had. This is what I've carried. This is the way that I've been toiling. I've been labouring. This is the way I've shown up for you guys. But now I'm really showing up for me, and this is who I am in this season and in this moment. Because even like, for example, with you, I know we had a conversation when we first, met up before doing this podcast. And you were like, I'm stepping into a new season.
No, I am.
I'm doing a new thing.
No, I am. That's the thing though. And I sometimes wonder, what happens to those firstborn daughters that don't have the privilege to say, I'm going to turn up like myself? How do they get there?
That is...
Because I know that this is what you talk about.
Because it is a privilege, isn't it?
Yes, it definitely is a privilege. And I know that this is where like you empowering like young women, going from girlhood to womanhood, this is where it comes in. So what steps would you actually tell them to take to show up authentically as themselves?
I would say baby steps. So do it. If you really can't just like up and just burn the whole house down and just say, you know what, I'm doing me.
But sorry, just a quick side note. Sometimes burn the whole house down.
Burn it all down. Start from scratch.
Yes.
That's my advice personally. But if you really, really can't, like, the girls, they're in different situations. Some are carers, some are this, some are that. Like, it's not the same for everyone, and I get that. And if you're really in a situation where you've got to put others before yourself, or it feels like that, I'm sure there are areas in your life that you can really put yourself first, whether that be at work, whether that be your relationship, maybe not with your parents, but your siblings, or a romantic relationship, whatever it is, find pockets that you can begin to really put your foot down. And eventually, your time will come to run. And when you see that slight opportunity, slight opening of the door.
You know what they say, opportunity comes but once. So when you have that door, you have to just
immediately run. Because you have to.
Do you feel like you've had to do that? Like find the little small opportunities to show up as yourself authentically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me an example of when you've had to do that. And what did it take for you to actually come to that realization that you had to do that?
You gotta think, how real do you really want to be? But I think, okay, I noticed that people around me were getting ahead of me. They were getting ahead of me.
Okay. When you say that they were getting ahead of you, do you mean in terms of finances, in terms of
finances, in terms of life moves, like moving away or doing new things or life experiences? I was like, you guys are really doing what you want to do. And I was like, why am I not doing that? I think I realized that I was spending so much time looking out for people, and then the people I'm looking out for,
you're talking about your family members,
even friends. Like, I have had situations in the past where, and guys, I hold my head up because you're definitely gonna call me silly, but I'm loaning money. Ask me why, right? And you realize that the people that I guess you're looking out for are looking out for no one but themselves.
Yes.
So then they're getting ahead of you, and you're building resentment. But who asked you?
So these people were coming to you, they were taken from you, and they were leaving you in the same place. But when you were looking at them, they were further than you in life.
And you know what? In some situations, it wasn't even like, some situations would be as simple as, for example, my brother moving to moving away, doing his own thing, going abroad, doing this, doing that, right? And you look at things like that and you think, oh, I could do that if I just chose myself the way that other people choose themselves, right? Maybe not all the time, but at least once. And then you realize, okay, you have no one to blame, really, but yourself, because you'll turn around to the same people who you're looking out for, and they will definitely tell you with their full chest that they never asked you to look out for them.
We had a conversation about
We did. And then you're going to want to burn everything down because really and truly, no one asked you.
Because I think that's actually like a really sore spot. And I don't think a lot of people realize that will happen. Not that it could potentially happen, that will happen, where you turn around and you say, oh, but it's because of you that I wasn't able to do this. And they will rightfully turn around and say, but I didn't ask you.
I didn't ask you to do that.
Like, and sometimes some people will be like, well, even if you didn't do it, somebody else would have. So then you're now looking and you're thinking, so my sacrifice was all in vain. So 2 fellow firstborn daughters or eldest daughters that could potentially find themselves in that situation. I mean, they might not see that it's coming, but it is. And to those who are able to catch it quickly, what would you tell them to do to quickly nip it in the bud?
I would say silently choose yourself, if I'll be honest. And that might be coming from an African background. Sometimes being the most vocal person.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's needed,
right.
but it's not going to be the most peaceful thing. You know, I think sometimes you just have to choose yourself silently. And that might mean not turning up to something or not sending something or not buying something. And that's just going to have to be what it is until you can comfortably do those things in a way that isn't to your own detriment. Do you get it? Like, you might not have all the big conversations and sit down and be like, mother, father, brother, sister, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. You might want to, but
I think it lies more in your actions. So, you know, sometimes like when women come on Reddit and then they rant about their partners and then they say little stuff, like not little stuff, but when they say, oh, I just stopped doing the dishes so that you can watch the dishes pile up. I think these are examples of silently choosing yourself. Or would you have like another example, like, oh, how would somebody be able to silently choose themselves?
I think that's a good example. I think I spoke about once, what was it? First daughter's love languages. Being not having to ask. Right? So
acts of service,
right? And a lot of times the things you want people to do for you are the things you're doing for yourself. So you're not even requiring them to go up the mountain and come back down and bring you gold from the top of the mountain. You're requiring them to do things that you do for yourself anyway. E.g., wash the dishes. E.g., put the kids down. Take out the trash. Buy me a present. I don't know, you know? And I think what you can do is just stop doing those things for people. Don't wash the dish. Don't take out the trash. Don't buy the present.
But I think in order to actually do that, you have to mentally psych yourself up.
Yeah.
You have to know that if I'm going to do this, it's definitely going to shake the tables. And I'm okay with the tables being shaken. Because at the end of the day, if you don't shake the tables for yourself, whatever they bring to the table for you, you're just going to have to eat it with so much resentment. And that brings me to my next question. So, you're the adult of the family. So for those that don't know, like, just tell us quickly in just a few words, what does being the adult of your family mean?
It's basically like being the firstborn girl. So, which is so funny because my mum her name is Ada, but she's the second. But anyway, we won't even go to that. That's another story for another day. But yeah, you're basically the firstborn girl. You're like the leader when it comes to... It's quite interesting. You're the one that's looked at when it comes to caring and bringing people together and fostering connections between the siblings as well, if you have multiple and things like that. So you're just the firstborn girl, really. It's like you're the princess.
Okay. So as the adult of your family, the first daughter, when did you realize that you were living up to the expectations of what the first daughter entailed, and which was what was costing you too much? When did you realize that?
I don't know if I had like a moment where I was like, this is a lot. I think it was more kind of what I said, like over time, getting older, realizing that, like other people do what they want and the world doesn't stop spinning.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas it feels like if I just do what I want, the world will literally stop spinning and it will combust.
Yeah.
But then I had to ask myself, like, is that just something I've made up in my head? Is that like an expectation that I put on myself? Is it an expectation people put on me? Is it a combination of both? Like, what really is it?
Yeah.
And the only way you're going to have answers to that is if you just do what you want and see. Does the world really blow up? And honestly, it will not.
So when was the first time that you decided to just do what you wanted?
That is actually a good question. First time I decided to do what I wanted. I don't know. Again, I actually don't think it was a moment. I think it was more just like,
It was like a build
the
up.
way that I started living my life. Like,
How did you start living your life?
I just started being more myself. Even how I speak, like how I genuinely, I'm a very direct person. Like, I get it from my dad. Like, I'm very to the point, straight shooting. And then I just decided I'm going to be like that with everyone. Like, if you really rub me the wrong way, I'm going to say, you know, and it's not going to be disrespectful. I'm African. You can't even play like that. But we can have a conversation. I don't have to be the one to like hold everything in, because I have this added responsibility of keeping everybody together. And if I lose my cool, then we're all going to lose it. That's not something that anyone should have on them. Like, if I have a moment of being human, we all cease to exist. That's not fair in your family, in your friendships, anywhere.
Okay. So you also said that your mum is the Ada of the family as well. So what did you see her doing growing up that you were like,
girl, she's so funny. Do you know what? Even though she's the second, she's so firstborn coded. I think it's because her older sister is way older and like lived like way older and always lived away from everyone. If that makes sense. So even though she's second, she's defo like very firstborn coded. But I think something I saw her do, which I love, is that she's just always there.
Right.
If it's to pick someone from the airport, she's there.
Wow.
If it's to host, she's there. If it's this, and I honestly love it, because low key I want to be like that. Even though I don't know if I'm gonna achieve that, but low key I always wanted to be like that. But I think what I didn't maybe like about it is that even if she was tired,
she would still turn up for people.
Even if she had nothing left to give,
she would still turn up for people.
And it's just like, bro, and really and truly, people don't move the same. People don't move the same.
I don't think people realize that the way that you show up for people, there's no guarantee that they'll show up for you the same way. In fact, they know that you will show up for them, so they know that they don't have to put in the effort.
Exactly.
Which is kind of sad, because it's just like, you should be able to receive the kind of energy that you're putting out and that the way that you're showing up for people. So when they don't do that, because I know I take things quite personally as well. So it's like, if I do something, or no, rather, I don't know if this is a mentality that I need to change, but I'm very much like, if I won't do something to you, I would expect you not to do that to me. And especially if you're close enough to me to know my character and to know the expectations and the values that I have, if you are then doing it, then what kind of person are you? Why would you do that?
How have you found that, like, transitioning into choosing yourself, putting yourself first, all this stuff, especially this year? Like you said, this is your year of you.
It's hard, because in terms of like speaking up, I don't think I'm somebody that has feared confrontation. I feel like I can be a very, very direct person, but then over the years, I felt like I've had to put myself into like a box just to, appease people, not to step on toes and things like that. So now that I'm going back to that, just freeing the realness and saying things how it is, there's a part of me that kind of shakes as well, because I'm just like, oh, like, was that rude? Should I have said that? This, that, and the other. But now I don't give a heck. If you do something that I don't like, then I'm going to tell you that I don't like it. Like, for example, I'll give you an example, right? So me and my mum were having a conversation, and she was like to me, oh, I need you to do this and that for me. And I was just like, okay, but I can't do it because you need to give me the information. And she was just like, but why can't you do it for me? And I was just like, you could actually just do it yourself. And then she was just like, what? After everything I've done for you? I was just like,
it's always that.
I said, okay, but that's your responsibility. Yeah. What does that mean? So obviously, I feel like me before, I wouldn't have probably said that. I wouldn't have like put my foot down and just been like, no, actually, if you want me to do it for you, you do need to give me the information, because I can't think of what you would want. This is what you want to do. But now I'm just like, part of choosing myself is saying no to things that I don't want to do. It's challenging things. It's actually standing on business and saying, but this doesn't make any sense. And to anyone out there that is just like, I want to be able to stand on business, you do have to start critically thinking for yourself. you do have to
Preach.
start critically thinking, because I think with freedom, it comes actually being a critical thinker.
Yeah. Brain power.
No, it does, because just because they tell you to do something, and just because like they're the elders or they might know, nobody is saying that they don't have wisdom. Nobody is saying that some of the things that they say is wrong. But sometimes you actually have to think and say, okay, they told me to do X, Y, and Z. Is it making sense? Who is benefiting from this X, Y, and Z? Is it me that's going to benefit in the long run, or is it their way of controlling me? Like, we actually have to ask ourselves
Let's
these
ask the real questions. Yeah.
Nobody wants to ask themselves these questions.
We actually have to ask the real questions. Wake it up. Because you know what's so funny? That what you just said reminded me of a situation that I had with my mom. We just had a situation. I didn't like how she handled it. I said that. And I was like, girl,
you didn't.
This is not it. This is.
You know what? I think the girlies are now in the era where they are telling their parents, "You're wrong for doing that."
That is unacceptable behavior.
No, because I've seen a couple of TikToks here, and this might be controversial. This might be a controversial one, but people are like, you know what? If you don't train your parents at home, they will train them outside. And obviously, I get that sometimes delivery can be a bit mad. But if we actually sit down and think about what the message is saying, let's not lie and let's not steal. Yeah. Some people need to actually train their parents at home, because it's not the way that you're behaving in the house that you will now take that behavior outside. Because again, we're in the era where, let's say like Gen Z and like late millennials, they don't give a heck anymore. Like, they're going to say it how it is. So if you now want to take this behavior that you're displaying inside the house outside there, and then they disgrace you outside,
the world is going to beat you.
You have to firm it.
It's like they used to say that about us when we were younger. They would say like, what you don't teach your kids at home,
they will teach the world outside.
The world will teach. It's the same. And fortunately, we know more about the current state of the world than our parents.
Yeah.
So we have to help you. So when you go outside, it's not embarrassment.
Do you know what? I don't even think the problem is like helping them. I just think that some parents don't like to take to correction.
We have to force it, because we have to tell them what's up. Like, when it's not acceptable, it's not acceptable.
It's not.
And I had that conversation, and it's so funny. Like, the day after, my mum was trying to ask me like little questions. You know how they do.
Yeah. Instead of coming out to say, you know what, you were right.
Just little questions. Just, oh yeah, da da da. And then I wasn't having it. So she was just like, oh, so what is it? And I said, no, this is unacceptable. What I suggested today was unacceptable. And she apologized straight. She was like, no, I'm sorry. I was so taken aback. I was stood there stunned, lost for words.
The woman was lost for words.
I'm speechless. I was like, is that an apology? Because I don't recognize that. She was like, why wouldn't I apologize? I was wrong.
Oh, wow. That's
I was shook.
We need to give Auntie a round of applause.
Shout out you, Mom.
We need to give her a round of applause, because that's not easy.
Girl.
That is not easy, especially with the way that they've grown up as well. Like,
bless them, honestly.
That's interesting. Okay. So my next question is, can you be a strict girly and a soft girly at the same time?
100%.
Okay, how?
1000%. I think I'm a strict girly and a soft girly.
Okay, tell us how. Like, how do you do it?
How can you be both? I think being soft means you need to be strict.
Right.
Because if you're a soft person, it means things affect you.
Yes.
You don't take much lightly. Everything is a thing to me. And I've been criticized about that. Like, you're too emotional, you take things too deep, everything's personal. Yeah, everything's personal. And what? Like, you guys can't fight me. It's personal. I take things very seriously. Yeah. And if you rub me the wrong way, I'm going to cry.
So how does a soft girly, enforce these boundaries in place?
I think if you don't, like, if it doesn't come naturally, it comes very naturally to me. I'm not going to hold you. But if it doesn't come naturally, I think you have to really consider what you lose as a result of not having boundaries.
Ooh.
So when you don't have boundaries, you know how it is. Like, you've let someone stay in your life a little too long. You've let someone take you for a ride a little too much, a little too far. You're in a corner. You're beside yourself. Like, when they leave or when they really do that thing you never thought they're going to do. Like, that stuff takes a lot out of you. You have to really sit down with yourself and consider, what do you lose as a result of being boundaryless? Like, you're just walking around here, no boundaries. Everyone's taking you for a joke, but you're soft and you're wearing your heart on your sleeve and your heart is in tatters. Like, it doesn't make sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think, you have to consider what you're going to lose. And then I think you have to, I think it's a perspective shift.
Okay.
It's a perspective, it's a mind thing. Like, I think if you really know that your worth, who you are, whose you are, what you have to offer, like, if you really believe in all these things, whether you like it or not, there comes a point when you have to draw the line.
Yeah.
like, I'm really empathetic. I love people. I can always find the good in like why you might have done something.
Do you know what? I've had to stop doing that.
Are you one of those?
I've had to stop doing that because
like he
for
did
me,
that because he just
my automatic default is, let's say for instance, somebody does something wrong. I know that they might have done something wrong, but my default is, but maybe there's a reason why they did that. And I did that recently, right? And I thought that I was helping the situation in which I was not, and they wanted to bite my head off. And I said, you know what? This is a lesson to myself. Next time, if somebody does something wrong, let them face their own consequences. And I don't know if this is part of being a firstborn daughter, where you're always trying to mediate, where you're always trying to make sure that, okay, we see it from everybody's perspective. And then, you know, we're giving everybody a chance to say their piece. And okay, even if they did something wrong, let's still, you know, cover their shame small and all of that stuff, yeah? But now I'm just like, no, if you do something shameful and they call you out on it, you're on your own.
That's it.
You're actually on your own. Because I think it literally took that situation for me to be like, why am I always trying to defend people?
And then you get burnt anyway.
You do get burnt.
You get burnt anyway.
Like people turn around and say, but I didn't ask you to do that. They will literally say, but I didn't ask you to defend me.
I didn't. And meanwhile, when you're getting your own floggings and your own lashings, everybody's turning their head like this. Like
they're just like, oh, but you know, maybe you should have just seen it for...
It's just that. And I'm not even trying to say, I don't want it to come across like I'm trying to say, do everybody how they do you. Or if they do you one, you do them too. Like, it's not that. I think
Sorry, but sometimes if somebody does you one, you do them three. Thank you.
End it. If they start, end it. No, but for real, I'm not trying to say it's not tit for tat, all of this stuff, but I think, to your point, like, the same way you have been left to swim through all of the nonsense that's going on, through the lakes, through the hill, you're left to do your own thing, to evolve, to develop your character. No one is coming to save you. No one's jumping to fish you out when you're going through things. Sometimes you have to let other people go through that. No, their character development is there.
That's exactly where it is. So you mentioned that sometimes you might let somebody stay in your life a bit too long. Like, is there like an experience that you've had like that when you were just like, oh, you know, I have so much love for this person, but that person should have been gone. They should have been gone.
Go.
Go on, tell us.
I don't want to close my eyes because flashbacks. A person should. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
I said that a bit too loud and enthusiastically because I don't even know if I'm ready to share.
Ooh.
Do you know what? It's always a guy, isn't it? It's always a guy.
And I thought for first daughters, it's extremely important, especially when it comes to guys as well. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think, like I said, I'm quite soft.
Yeah.
When you're soft, you struggle to let go of people in general. However, because I'm strict, if you do me wrong, I don't really struggle. But sometimes someone might not be doing you wrong, but they might still be wrong for you. Right? And that, I feel like, is the loophole. When you're soft and you're strict, that is the loophole. Because it's like, but they're not really doing anything wrong to me. They're just wrong for me. And that takes a minute for you to come to that conclusion.
Whew. That's kind of deep.
Go.
But for firstborn daughters, like, how important is it that you don't end up with the wrong person?
So very much.
Break it down.
It's so important. Go. It's so important because a lot of times you carry the weight of those people around you. And you know what? I saw a TikTok and this girl was basically saying when you carry things in life well, like life's adversities and things like that, you carry it well, you will naturally get less empathy from those around you, right? So you're probably going through life and not receiving as much empathy as some of your friends, some of your family members, all of this, right? Imagine you now end up with a man who doesn't know how to show empathy. Acts of service don't know how to locate him. Your life is going to be a mess. Like, it's just going to be a mess. You're going to be knackered. You're just going to be knackered. Like, you're going to be 40 looking 50, 50 looking 60. Like, it's just not going to be a fun time. So you've absolutely got to marry right.
How do you
I'm
measure
not married.
that? Yeah. We're not married,
I'm not
but...
married. No one should come and flog me. But how would I know if I've married wrong?
Yeah.
I would know.
Yeah.
If it felt like I was carrying most of the weight. I know marriage is going to be heavy. It just is what it is. Like when you get into that level of close relationship with another human being. That's just
Yeah.
not going to be fun all the time. And if I feel like I'm carrying most of the weight,
Yeah.
or I feel like I'm out here, my back is hurting, but you just have a spring in your step every hour of every single day.
Yeah.
Like something clearly is just not,
Mm-hmm.
you know, right. If I don't feel it's a safe environment for me to express myself, if I'm still having to be guarded and shielded and hold things in like a lot of first daughters do growing up in my marriage, then I think I'll be able to say, yeah, maybe I did something wrong here.
So on that topic of, I guess, like marrying wrong, etc., what are you doing as a single woman now to kind of like build up your community and your village so that, you know, you have something outside of your husband and kids in the future?
That's a really good question. Pouring into my friends, which, you know, I'm not proud to say it. I'm not always done. I'll be so real. Like, I have really, really good friends. I've been blessed with some really good friends because they're still my friends, even when I was a terrible friend. So
I just want to say, is it like a first daughter thing where you just end up being a terrible friend because you're just focused on...
We have a phase. I feel like we all have a phase.
Where you're just a bad friend.
You had that phase?
I had that phase where I was actually a terrible friend.
Diabolical. Like, why you guys are still here?
No, because looking back on it, I'm just like you said, I'm really grateful that my friends are still here. Like they still show up. But I'm just like, is this a thing that every firstborn daughter has to go through or goes through?
Maybe because we don't, your friends are your chosen family, and then your family is like by force, by fire.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you grow up and it's maybe a lot going on with the people that you kind of have to deal with. I love my family, by the way. I don't make it sound like I don't like them. I love them people down.
Yeah.
But when you've got these people that you have to deal with, I feel like your chosen people take a hit.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't have to do anything really. And that's just the mentality maybe you have growing up. You're like, this is the area I can afford to let go of the reins in. Whereas this area, if I let go, we're going to be in a situation.
Yeah.
And you've got limited energy.
So what did you have to do like to pull yourself out of being that bad friend and say, you know what, I have to start showing up for my friends?
Do you know what, for me, it was just like my friends were very consistent. They weren't like nagging me, but they were very like, so how are you, babe? Okay, like...
So were they understanding to your situation?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know that they thought anything was wrong. I think they just thought like, oh, she's just not the type of person to be around. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's just always doing her own thing.
Yeah.
And they never made me feel bad about it. They were just always there, like almost like when you do want to show up, we would love to have you. Yeah. That's the kind of, those are the kind of friends I have. And at a point I was like, these people don't deserve like half of me all the time. Like, that's ridiculous.
So you made it a point.
I was like, no, I made it a point to be like, I need to show you that I'm there for you. Because otherwise you're going to hit all these moments, you're going to have these milestones. I think it was like one of my friends told me that she got like her dream job. Yeah. And I remember being like, I am so surprised that I know about this. Like, I remember her telling me and me thinking, I'm so shocked that she would even like consider me in this moment. Yeah. And then one of my other friends got pregnant, right?
Oh, okay.
Do you know what? This might have been the one that made me realize I'm actually a terrible friend. Right. Terrible friend. So she got pregnant and for weeks, when I say for weeks, this girl was trying to get me on FaceTime. For weeks, she was trying to get me on FaceTime. And I just, I'm going to call you back. Yeah, I'm going to call you back. Or I'd like text and be like, oh, what's up? Like, just text me. Yeah. I hate phone calls. Don't call my phone. Yeah. And when we finally spoke, she obviously told me she's pregnant. And I remember thinking, how far along? Girl, this girl was far. Ooh. She was along.
So was that a defining moment for you?
Yeah, I was like, I'm actually a bad friend, yeah. Ooh. I was like, yeah, I'm a bad friend.
So what were the things that you did to now start showing up for your friends and kind of being the friend that you would have wanted?
I just had to like be there. I needed to check in with people and not just like, hey babe, how are you? Hey babe, how are you? Hey babe, how are you? Like, do you have a theatre showing for a short film that you're filming? I need to be there. Is your baby's first birthday? I need to be there. Are you running something for charity? Running a race for charity? Putting on I need to be there, because I think it's all well and good being like, hey baby, like, what's new? Catch me up. But I don't want to be the catch up friend. I can't stand that. Yeah. Every time we talk, we're just catching up.
Yeah. You want to be carried along.
I need to be in the moment.
Okay. So my next question is, do you think friendships can be as emotionally fulfilling as romantic relationships, or is that wishful thinking?
What do you think?
I think they can. And this goes back to building your village as a single woman, right, before you get married. Because I mean, I'm seeing more and more women coming out to say, build that village, build that community before you get married. I do think that friendships can be fulfilling as romantic relationships. I do.
So do you think that if you have a strong village, you have enough friends, then you could forfeit having a romantic relationship?
Now, see, that's not what I'm saying. Because I think they both go hand in hand, right?
Okay.
I just think that you shouldn't lose your identity by just focusing on that romantic relationship. I think you should also think about your platonic relationships. I do think that you should think about showing up for your friends and having a life outside of just being a partner, just being a wife, just being a mother, etc., just being a husband, etc.
Yeah.
I do think that is really, really important.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't think I can see people wanting both, and I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting both because they fill different cups, voids, or whatever it might be. But I think sometimes the emphasis placed on romantic relationships, it takes away from the importance
of the platonic relationships. Yeah. I agree as well.
You need that. You absolutely need that, because even when you're getting married, even when your life is revolving around love, you will see that your platonic relationships, your familial relationships are what even carry you to the point of being able to marry this person.
I don't understand, right? And maybe, again, like I'm not really privy to all the information because I'm not married, but why is it that women get married and then suddenly they can't hang around with their single friend anymore? Why?
This is a hot one though. Why? Because some people will say that, well, I've seen this mainly said about like married men versus single men.
Okay.
Like you're not on the same
wavelength.
Like you don't want
the same things,
lead you astray type thing. Because you know, like a married man being out with his single friends. I don't know, but I personally agree with you.
So is it that the married man is now somebody that can't think for himself?
Hello. Also, why are your friends demons?
Why do you not have integrity?
Why would your friends be dragging you to cheat on your wife? That's personally what I think. But people say like different stages of life type thing.
So is it that you're being influenced by your single friends, or is it that you just never wanted to leave that life behind?
Hello.
That's a question. I mean,
that is a question that they won't answer, because that's probably what it is.
Because you know what? My thing is, I think more men should be honest with themselves. Is it that you want to get married? Like you truly want to get married to this woman, you truly want to have kids, etc., or you're just doing it because of societal pressures? Because I see, not that I see, but, you know, we hear commentary, we hear these stories, like we hear experiences. Men are getting married, but they don't want to leave that single life behind. So why?
Yeah. I think a lot of men want to have both. I think a lot of men do both. I'll be so honest with you. I think a lot of men get married, and then as long as their wife is not stood right next to their single, you wouldn't know the difference. That's how they move. I think that's the difference. I personally have seen that, but I haven't seen women do that. I see women carry themselves differently regardless of whether their man is in the room.
But is it that sometimes when women get to a certain age, they can become a bit too desperate for marriage, so they'll do anything to keep that marriage?
Well,
I'm asking you because,
you know, yes, women, do you know what, how we were raised is if it's not done by 30, wrap it up. It's done. Everything is finished, shut everything down. You're done. Like, and so I understand why women move with a bit more pep in their step when it comes to these things. That being said,
but at the cost of marrying the wrong man?
That's what I find to be insane. Because the funny thing is, and what they won't tell you, is that everybody is on a different timeline, genuinely speaking. Some people, it's even 25, because that biological clock is doing something crazy. Yeah. Right? Some people, it's 42. Like, and I think for women, we need to actually take our own health, our own mental health, our own journeys, like, so seriously, to understand, like, what are our timelines for certain things? Like, biologically, what's your timeline? Emotionally, what's your timeline? Some people have gone through so much that I don't even know why they're looking at anybody in their 20s. The trauma is a lot. It's much. Like, you have no business trying to be with no one.
You should be trying to build yourself, like trying to get back to that place of peace, that place of healing. But again, that's societal pressure. And I think everything that we are literally consuming these days is relationships, how to keep a man, how to get this from a man, what do you bring to the table? Oh, yeah, when I first met her, I didn't really like her, you know. I didn't really like her, you know.
You know those men, I find them so scary. I find them so scary. Do you know, I genuinely think if someone can embarrass you publicly like that, he hates your guts so much.
What are they doing to you behind the
Yeah,
scenes when there's nobody
yeah.
there? And do you know what? Yeah, do you know where I think the worst? You know, I'll tell you this one after, because I have a theory. Actually, no, I have two theories.
Wait, what?
I have two theories about unmarried men over the age of 35.
Okay, I'm so scared.
I have a theory of unmarried men over the age of 35.
I want to know the theory. I think the people want to know the theory.
The people want to know the theory.
They do. They said I heard.
Boy, I personally feel like if a man is over a certain age, I think 35 is probably the threshold for me. Like that's probably like.
Is that like your okay?
That's probably like the minimum. So if you're like 35 and above, yeah, and this is my own personal opinion, thank you, and you're unmarried and you basically have everything in order for you. So, you know, you got the house, not necessarily the house, but, you know, you got the funds, you got the good job, you've got basically what
you should have.
Yes, what you should have, right? And you're still unmarried. There's something wrong somewhere.
Do you think?
Yes. Because let's not lie. Let us not steal.
I'm gonna steal that from today.
No, because
that is so funny.
Somebody like that, you have the money, you have the accolades, you're basically set in life, right? You should be somebody's husband, somebody's father, and you're unmarried. And then if we now throw religion into it as well, whatever religion you could be from, whatever background you could be from, and you're telling me that nobody, you know, nobody's opinions, you don't want to get married, you haven't been married, nobody has tried to set you up with their daughter, like you haven't met the love of your life, and you don't think something is wrong?
I think I might have to agree. It's either you don't want to be married or something, something's wrong.
Yeah.
So taking out the guys who just don't want to settle down. Like
the ones that want to be baby boys for life.
I want single. If you're telling me, no, like I'm just looking, I can't understand, because typically you are pursuing. So, meaning that you could actually just pursue anybody that you want. So that means you must be pursuing, and there's something that they're seeing there.
Ask some of the girlies. They will tell you if the man is over 35 and he's unmarried and you think that you can go there, you will find out why.
You might be onto something.
You will find out why. And the other theory that I have here, this one I actually have to say off camera, because if I say it, they will tear my singlet.
But we can cut it out if it's singlet tearing worthy.
So I think the worst kind of guys, are the church guys. That's the other set of the worst guys. Because
you know, I've heard this.
I personally feel like they are demons in disguise. You know when the Bible talks about the wolf in the sheep's clothing, that's them. That's the church guys.
Yeah, because you'd be so... You would be blinded by that, like
that tongue speaking, Holy Spirit filled. Like, I'm not saying that there aren't guys that are genuinely like that, but I mean, the Bible says that test every spirit.
And it says it for
no, because if you actually put your eyes down and you take away that religious, that religious psychosis thing that they're currently going through, you'll see that underneath it, it's seeing people's behavior, it's seeing, it's seeing their characters. But so I know that at the start I asked you, what would you want people to learn from you today? I'm going to ask you that question based on everything that we've spoken about and, you know, the experiences that you shared. What would you want people to take away from me today?
I would want people to take away that life goes on, whether you ahead of the curve or behind it. Whether you are leading the charge or you're way in the back, waiting for someone to give you permission to take a hold of your life. That life is gonna go on, and that you have to choose yourself, not just for yourself, but to give people the blueprint of what they need to do when it comes to you. And just like live your life. And it doesn't mean throw caution to the wind and be selfish and, you know, screw everybody, I don't give a damn. It's more so, sometimes people just don't know the rules of engagement when it comes to you, and when you don't choose yourself, they're never gonna know. So okay, that's what I want people to know. Okay.
And one thing that I like to do with my guests is at the end of each episode, I like them to look into the camera and talk to their future selves, speak about the legacies that you hope to leave behind. say a message to your future self,
Okay.
like a little hi, and, you know, just talk about the labor that you're putting in, especially as a firstborn daughter, and what you would want your future self to be proud about.
Okay. That's deep.
Mm.
Hey, girl.
Free the realness.
Okay. Okay, hey, girl. Well, first thing I'm going to say is well done, because you're here.
Mm-hmm.
You did the podcast, you did the thing, you met new people. Shout out you. I would say keep doing what you're doing. Like, you're on the right track, you're on the right path. But you know that you're called to help more people than you let see you. And you are phenomenal and you deserve to be seen. So let people see you. That's fine. And separately, keep being strict and soft. You'll probably get better at balancing it. And sometimes it doesn't always work. And, you know, whatever. Sometimes you're too soft. Sometimes you're too strict, whatever. But it's possible to be both. Don't let people make you feel like you got to lose one. But you'll figure out the balance and just keep doing you, being cute and just, you know, being a vibe.
I love that. And ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our episode of Legacy and Labour. I'm your host, Agnes Yoande, and this is Let Me Tell You Something with Miss K. Christine. Yay!